All right, so this week for my CLR progress update, I found a couple more sources. One of them was a study, not quite a head-to-head comparison study, maybe call it a case study, that compared the implementation of POGL strategies and blended technology into a remedial college chemistry course, Chem 100, and they compared that with a traditional lecture style Chem 101 class. So they followed the results of the students after they got out of Chem 100. They did note that the students had a very low class withdrawal rate. They were able to pass with satisfactory scores to continue along in their STEM education pathway for that college. But then they followed them a little further, and especially into Chem 101, there were pretty significant results that these students that received more of the inquiry-based learning in Chem 100 in their remedial class were able to do significantly better in Chem 101 than their counterparts, and they were much more likely to continue along in that pathway. They had better attitudes about learning in chemistry, and a bunch of different things like that. Maybe a potential issue with this study is that it's not directly a head-to-head comparison because they don't have a control remedial group along with this remedial group that got the treatment. But it's so hard to control all of the different variables in the study, and I think that they were just looking for a decent comparison here. The other source that I'm going to talk about this week is my 15th source. I have a little bit more than that for my full review, but this one is it's talking about POGL and the POGL project. And so as a result of the research indicating that students learn better through active learning and engagement and more student-centered instruction, these authors developed POGL as a product that they can sell to an extent and as a methodology, and they provide professional development classes for teachers to become trained in the effective implementation of POGL strategies in their classrooms, more inquiry-based learning. So there's definitely a little bit of bias in the writing for this one. It's not necessarily a study, it's kind of a review of some studies that help to support their case, but I do think that it's a valuable one to take a look at. Other than that, I haven't been able to find a lot of bias in my studies. I've been actively looking for sources that would refute what I've been finding about POGL and about inquiry-based learning, but I have had no success in finding a study that definitively says this is not a good thing to implement. Everything that I found has some minor things to mention, but overall it seems like it's a pretty solid instructional strategy.